They say words cut deeper than knives, and sometimes the ones we love most know exactly where to stab. I never thought I'd hear those words come from my wife's mouth. The woman I'd built my life around. "You disgust me," she hissed one night, her eyes burning with contempt. And in that moment, it wasn't just my marriage that shattered. It was the very idea of who I thought she was. Let me take you back. We've been married for almost 12 years. A marriage that, from the outside, looked steady. We had our ups and downs, like any couple, but I believed in us. I believed in the vows we made, the years we invested, in the family we built. People used to call us the stable couple, the ones who had it figured out. And maybe I leaned into that reputation too much, thinking it meant our foundation was unshakable. But behind closed doors, cracks had already started forming. Small things at first. She'd look at me differently, her tone sharper, her patience thinner. When I tried to talk, she'd brush me off with cold, "not now," or a mocking laugh. I told myself it was stress, maybe work, maybe family pressures, but the truth was far uglier. It started with her phone, the glow of the screen late at night, her fingers typing quickly before she'd turn it face down, the smile she used to reserve for me, now appearing as she stared at her messages. I asked once, casually, who she was talking to. She snapped back, "Why are you so paranoid?" I dropped it. Foolishly, I thought trusting her was the right move. But the distance grew. She stopped sitting next to me on the couch. Our dinners turned into silent rituals where she'd scroll endlessly, and I'd stare at the food, wondering when she stopped tasting mine. The intimacy that once bound us disappeared like smoke. Then came the insults, subtle at first. A joke about my job, a jab at my weight, a sigh when I spoke too much. But one night, after an argument that barely qualified as one, I think I had asked if she wanted to watch a movie together. She looked at me, disgust plain on her face, and said it. "You disgust me." It was a blade to the chest. I laughed awkwardly, half expecting her to say she didn't mean it. But she didn't take it back. She stared at me, silent, as if the words were carved in stone. I went to bed that night staring at the ceiling, wondering how a woman who once whispered that I was her world could now look at me as if I was something she'd stepped in. Days passed, and the coldness only grew. I found myself second-guessing everything, my word, my actions, even the way I dressed. I wondered if maybe she was right, if maybe I was disgusting. That's what betrayal does. It doesn't just wound you, it rewires you. But then something happened. Something that shifted everything. It was late on a Friday. I was sitting alone, half-heartedly flipping through channels, when my phone buzzed. The caller ID made me pause. Her brother. Now, I didn't speak to him often. He lived in another city, and our relationship was polite at best. For him to call me directly, it was unusual. I answered, my voice cautious. "Hey, is everything all right?" There was silence for a moment, then a shaky breath, and then words I'll never forget. "I don't know how to say this, but you need to know what's going on with my sister." My heart pounded. Every nerve in my body screamed that this was it, the moment the puzzle pieces would finally snap into place. I sat up, gripping the phone as if the truth itself might slip away if I let go. "She's been lying to you," he continued, his voice heavy with guilt. I tried to ignore it, told myself it wasn't my business. But I can't anymore. The things she's doing, the people she's with, she discusses herself. Man, she won't admit it to you, but she told me. She said she hates what she's become. I froze. My blood ran cold. For months, I had been the target of her contempt, the one she called disgusting. And now, her own brother was telling me that deep down, she wasn't just disgusted with me. She was disgusted with herself. I pressed him, my voice trembling. "What do you mean? What is she doing?" There was a pause, a painful hesitation. Then he spoke words that made my stomach turn. "She's been going out, meeting men, doing things she can't even look me in the eye about. She told me she can't stop, but every time she looks at herself afterward, she says she feels filthy. She told me she doesn't even recognize the woman in the mirror anymore." The room spun around me. I wanted to deny it, to scream at him for lying, but deep down, I knew. Every late night, every insult, every cold shoulder, it all made sense. She wasn't disgusted by me. She was projecting, drowning in her own shame, and trying to bury it by tearing me down. Her brother's voice cracked. I thought you should know. You deserve to know. I can't keep watching this without saying something. I sat in silence, my hand trembling around the phone. The woman I had loved for 12 years, the one who once swore to me forever, had been destroying herself in the shadows. And instead of admitting her own rot, she made me carry it, blaming me for the disgust she felt every morning when she looked in the mirror. By the time the call ended, I wasn't just broken. I was furious.